Welcome to the handover video of the IH630RL. We'll start as we often do on the outside of the van. So we start with obvious things. So just to show you where the fuel goes. So it's a diesel. So just behind the passenger door, the cab door is in there. It's the ignition key goes in, it unlocks, and that's how you fuel in there. No AdBlue in this vehicle. If I open the passenger door, one thing I'm going to show you is under the passenger seat. That comes down, that unclips, and the toolkit is in there. So the jack, the wheel brace, etc. is in that box there. We'll unlock in that corner and slide out. Bonnet release is up in the dashboard, so at the end of the dash on the passenger side. So let's open that. To open it, it's just right above the feet badge. You'll see it better once I open it. So just right on there, and it's that yellow handle there. Bonnet stay to hold the bonnet up is just on the right hand side, and it will locate just there. Going to start over at the left hand side as we're facing the vehicle. So screen wash goes in there. So in there, coolant is this area, hydraulics is there. If it does need oil, the oil will go in here, and the dipstick to check it is right down there. Moving further across to the right hand side of the engine bay, the battery is located under the floor between the two front seats. So if you want to jump start this vehicle or help somebody else out, that little section lifts up. It's got a symbol on there that says positive, so that'll be the positive connection to the battery. And then you find the negative connection and plug it on an earth, usually a lifting eye on the engine itself. That'll give you a negative connection, and you can jump start this vehicle or help somebody out by jump starting theirs. Moving down the driver's side of the van, first thing we'll come to is the freshwater fill. So it's freshwater fill point. So the little key goes there, the key with the white tab. It will unlock anti-clockwise, push it in, and it will unlock. And that's how you fill the fresh water. Vents are for the fridge. Toilet cassette is located there, or for the hatch for the access to the toilet cassette. The toilet in this van has got a header tank. It's also a separate reservoir to keep the flush system. It's up there, so I'll swing that out. That cap comes off. Just keep topping it up. It'll look full, but just keep topping it up until it's full. And you'll see the level indicated on there. So that tube is there, so that's the level it's on. To take the toilet cassette out itself, lift that handle. It will slide out quite easily. If there's any resistance on it, don't take the cassette out. It means the blade is still open inside and is restricting it. Empty the toilet cassette out, put some chemicals in it. To put it back in, it should locate a fairly solid click. And you see that green lever? That's it fixed back in place. Moving further back on the driver's side, this is where the 240 power is. So plug it into the van first of all, then take it to the power source, so that the post on a campsite, for example, and then switch it on there. When you unclip it, just give it a quick bump down when the cable's not attached, just to clip it in properly. Nothing worse than seeing it flapping about in the wind in your mirror when you're driving along. Just beside that is the exhaust for the boiler. It can get quite warm, especially if it's been running on gas for a while. But don't be tempted to cover it up or cause any back pressure on it. That would cause a failure on the boiler and show an error. Below the 240 and the exhaust for the flue is the fresh and the wastewater drainage points. So just under there, so they're both sitting side by side. So wastewater, just turn it open. Should be in there just now. Same for fresh water to drain for winter time. On the rear of the van, it has got a sort of tailgate boot, whatever you want to call it. So the smallest key goes in there and does it. They both twist a full twist round, and that gives you access to storage area from the rear. On the passenger side of the van, this van is fitted with a gasset system, so it's an underslung tank, so it's LPG rather than bottles. So all you do is do that pops open, that exposes a little bayonet to fill the gas system and pressurise it. Button for electric step is just beside the sink, so top one will put it out. Bottom one will distract it back in again. So facing you as you walk in the habitation door, you've got a couple of information panels. This is the one for the gas system, to let you know how much gas is in it, so it's pretty full at the moment. This is your main panel. So the main button for power is on there. You'll see the panel light up and do all the checks on it. Let it do its thing. This is your fresh water. Show you how much water is in it. If I press battery, which is this one here, it will show you battery levels on both the vehicle side and also the habitation side. If I press water, it's going to show water. So there's no wastewater in it just now, so it's only showing fresh water, which is 60%. Program will let you change the clock, brightness, etc. 12 volt will switch on the 12 volt system inside the van. Pump, we'll switch on the pump. You may hear it coming on. There we go. And auxiliary for any auxiliary sockets that we've got. On the cupboard underneath the panels, this is your switch gear, so your RCD trips, which is there. So if they trip, you'll see it's obviously down in position. You've got a test button on it as well. Beside that, you've got your fuses. So that's your fuse panel on there. Up here is your solar controller. So nothing really to do with that maintenance-wise, but just that you can see that lights are on to show that you've got power. Also to one side, this is your TV signal booster. So it's on just now, indicated by a red light, and you've got a boost control on it in that wheel there too. Below that cupboard, we have our fridge, which is a three-way fridge. So main power to switch it on is that there. So we're plugged into mains, so switch it on. That's it active. Temperature you can see up there. If there is a warning, it will show a warning indicator there. We're plugged into mains just now, but the gas supply is on. So to switch it on to gas, just press that. It will change. You'll hear it click a few times, and you should hear it ignite. Might not hear it on camera. If it doesn't ignite, that's when you get a warning indicating up there. When you're travelling, when the engine is running, you can also switch it to, it's got a battery symbol, so that means it's on alternator. So when the engine's running, you can power the fridge using the alternator on the vehicle. To switch it off, just that one there. Your Truma panel for your heating and your hot water is in the lounge area, so it's up there. The one on the left is the energy source that you want to use. So it's got a couple of different settings on it. At the moment, it's selected just for gas only. You can have gas and electric, so what we call mix one. So I'll take 900 watts from the 240 supply, or up to 1800 watts if you move it to electric 2 with gas. So we come in and it's really freezing cold. You want the heating on as quick as possible. That'll be the one to do. Once you've got temperature in the van up to a comfortable level, if you're on hookup, you could turn it back to either electric 1 or electric 2, and that will maintain that temperature. This side has got a couple of selections on it too. Off is where it is right now. The two top settings are for hot water only. So you've got 40 degrees and you've got 60 degrees. If we turn it down the way, that is your heating. So the flame symbol means heat rather than gas. So you've got heating only, or heating and hot water, which is the bottom one. Put it back to there. This doesn't do anything when it's in hot water, but when it's on heating, that is your temperature here. So for most people, sort of around about 3, 4, that would be a comfortable temperature. Each van's different depending on outside temperature, insulation, your own preference. So that's temperature control on it. To switch it all back off again, that's it in the off setting. The boiler and the pump are situated in the lounge area, but underneath the seat to the left as you walk into the van. So under this cushion there, I'll lift it up just to show you what's underneath. So under that seat, this is where your boiler is. So boiler is located there on the left. Over to the right, there's a little panel with a little finger hole in it. So if you put it in there and lift that out, so that is your pump, which you'll hear running when you're using the pump. But to drain it is that little lever there. So when it's in that position, or right over that position, that's it closed. For wind to drain down, what we do is lift it straight up vertical. You hear the water coming out. Open the taps. That will drain out as much water in the system as you can, and drain the fresh water and the wastewater tank as well. On the hob, you've got one electric hob, one electric plate, so we can only use that when you're on electric hookup. The other three are gas, so to ignite it, there's a igniter switch on the front. So just select the hob you want to light, push it in, turn it, press the igniter, that'll ignite, keep holding it in for a second, then release it, and that's just stay lit. If you have been using the hob, make sure you leave it to cool down before you close the glass lid. Grill and oven just work in the same way, so that's for the grill, that's for the oven. So just push it in, turn it, press the igniter, hold it a second, then release. You've got a little bit here that comes out to protect the controls when you're using the grill, and you need to leave the grill door open. Underneath the oven, you've got another glass panel. If you push that in, that will open, and you've got an isolation switch for the gas appliance. Outside the van, when I talked about the toilet cassette, I mentioned the blade. Just going to show you what we mean by that. So if I lift the lid, so the blade is closed at the moment, in other words it's sealed. This lever here opens it, so you'd open that to use the toilet. Flush is just here, so that will flush the toilet. You'll also get an indication of how full the toilet cassette is there. When you're finished using it, if you close it, because then when you go to empty the toilet cassette outside, it will come out nice and freely. That was just a very quick introduction to just some of the systems or main systems on your van. Thank you for choosing Highland Camper Vans, and we hope you have many happy adventures in your new van.